There we go. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the graduate workshop series here at the library. This is the first one on database tips for graduate students. There will be 2 more held monthly on the same day of the week at the same time on Refworks, and then also on the citation databases. I just want to warn you, we're recording this workshop, so if you need to refer to it later, or for people who can't come, we can refer to it now, but just wanted to let you know you're on camera. In this workshop, we'll be covering search logs and why I recommend them and what they do. Creating accounts. Accounts can be very helpful when tracking your searches and allowing you to do different things, like having searches run for you, saving items in folders, saving different searches. And then I want to look at the thesaurus. And each database has a thesaurus of terms that they can use, how they can help you, how to find them, and how to incorporate them in different types of searches. So I'm going to start right now. Let me share my screen. And we'll start with search log. And here is my example of the search log. Okay. It is being recorded. Okay. Back to my screen and my document. Okay. This is something I did, and I'm kind of gearing to this workshop towards a literature review. And one of the things that I had to do, and I found very helpful, was I had to keep a search log. What databases I searched, what key terms I searched, what results I got, whether they were successful. Part of this is because especially when you're doing a literature review, you are searching for every possibility that you need. And this is not like the movies, this is not like the television. You will come back to your databases many times to search different ways to be sure that you have every possible article or every possible piece of information on your topic. And one of the things you need to do is you need to keep down what you've searched, how it did, so that you don't repeat searches or you don't wonder what, and you also, this is a way, the process of, as you are searching, you are also figuring out what works and what doesn't. And you're finding new terms to search for. You're finding new avenues to explore. So I have an example one here. At this point, I probably recommend also doing it on a Excel spreadsheet. Mine was an Excel spreadsheet, and even for someone who is not as thrilled with Excel as you could be, that helps you with your tables and your charts and allows you to review things. So I just start here with my topic. And I want to look at Jane Austen's male characters, what the male characters have in common, how she does them. Everyone does Elizabeth Bennet, not necessarily Mr. Darcy, but how she portrays her men. So my topic is Jane Austen and her male characters. So Jane Austen, her men, sounds like a great title, so I'm going to put that aside. So what are my research questions or my theses? Many times when you're searching, depending on your topic, your research questions can be individual searches. And also we write down our research questions or thesis to keep us focused. Because sometimes you get off into little different territories and the research question goes, no, that is interesting, but come back. I am your research question. Jane Austen. Portray men. What are the common characteristics of the male characters? Okay. And this is also part of your brainstorming, so as you're brainstorming, you can pass it over. So keywords and subject headings. This will change too as you go through and add new things. So those are the terms I search for. So that's Jane Austen, male characters, not sure about men, because that could be male readers, that could be men perceiving her working and publishing in a world of men, her brothers, her fathers, different relationships like that, help her male audience. So I don't want to use men. So there's male characters. And doing some previous research and stuff, I have found like men in literature. I've seen that phrase. I've also seen masculinity in literature. Thank goodness for spell check. So I'm going to hold off on that. I'm going to start there. And then you add your searches, your number of results, and your comments. I'm going to save that and hide that down, because here we go to searching. We're going to hop back and forth. We're going to do different things and apply it, because really this process is fluid and you bounce and you change back and forth. And I'm afraid if I do these in separate little compartments that the application will be lost and it won't be as meaningful. So there's your search strategy and your search sheet. You could also create a separate sheet for the articles that you like as well. You know, put the articles in there in a spreadsheet or a document, so that when you're coming back and looking for larger themes, you're looking from one document and then referring to articles again. But let's go to account creating. And here are all the library databases. So there's 244 of these. They are by different companies. This one here.
Yeah, the down. Sorry.
Okay. Okay. Those two. Okay.
That is anywhere.
Now that I did. So my screen doesn't show it. Is that work? Perfect. Thank you. That did it. Yeah. That's just a matter of view. Okay. But we have databases by 3 or 4 different companies. ProQuest, EBSCO are the majors. If you're a real heavy Web of Science, the citation desk users, you can create that in the Web of Science platform, or Scopus has one, but there are a lot of databases through EBSCO, so I'm going to show you the EBSCO. So why would you create yet another account with yet another password in EBSCO in a database when all you need is your Falcon ID, and password to access it? Well, creating an account within a database allows you to save your articles and your results in that database. Right now, if I do a search in a database, I add things to my folder, and if I go out, though, that folder is lost because there's no one connected to it. But if I have my folder for EBSCO, it's logged in, then I can save it to a folder in EBSCO. I can save my searches, have them run again. And what they call it as alert, which means once a month, once a week, once a day, they can run my search again so that I can keep up with what's coming out on my favorite search. It also shows you your search history and keeps it there. And you can also use your search history to combine searches and do really sophisticated searching. So that's the advantage of it. You can also have it where you log in and you get the screen your way. I do this in PubMed when I'm searching PubMed. I want to see the abstract right off the bat. I can do it. I want more than 20 records on a page. I can do it. You can set your own defaults or different things in that. You can also in EBSCO, which I'm not going to show you, there is the option to share a folder. So if you are working on a group project, both of you can share folders. Found this article, it's in the shared folder, and send an alert. So it allows you not only to personalize your search screen, but it allows you to keep up with those searches and those folders. So you're not getting emails on citations and don't know where to put them. You can also export citations to Refworks, and I'll show you that next month. So I'm going to go into the EBSCO and show you that because my major English literature database there is the MLA International Bibliography. There we go. And then you sign into your folder. You click sign in for the first time. And then if you don't have one, you can sign up. Or if you have a Google account, you can continue with Google. So I'm going to sign in with my Google account. Okay. And then they're making sure it's me. And no, thank you. This is a group computer. There goes my phone. Yes, it's me. There's my number. Okay. Yes, 45. Okay. No more messages from them. So here is my, now I'm logged in. There's my name. We're ready to go. And to access everything, you go to your folder. So you see here, there's your general My folder with articles and companies and different sources. And then I have, as you see here, with my folder contents, I have a search for American Public Media. I am a big Marketplace fan. So there is my company information on Marketplace. There is my folder just on Marketplace. And then there's the articles in there. I could share this folder. I could edit it if there was an interesting article. There's my search alerts. There's my journal alerts. So let me talk about journal alerts first. And it's going to, for me, this is completely unprofessional. But, you know, many professionals, you have the key magazines or the key journals in your profession. And what this does is it will send you, whenever a new issue comes out, it'll send you the table of contents right in your email so you can see if there's anything that you want to read. So it runs once again a day against this database, and I will get my table of contents of Kiplinger's Personal Finance. You can do this for all sorts of journals. I can edit my alert, and then they give you like a month, 6 months, or a year, and then you have to renew. Here are all my saved articles for Marketplace. And that's what I have so far. Persistent links, there's my saved searches. I just did a public media general search. This is my search alert. So my public media general search will be run once a month against Business Source Complete, which is our business database, and then it'll send it the email to me. I can edit my alert, retrieve my alert results, do my alert feed, and double check there. So this is what I've set up so far. But this is what it allows you to do when you have an account, and then your preferences, there's my preferences. There's where I can do different things, a brief, a detailed, the page layout, results per page, default format. So my citation format now needs to be, since I'm teaching APA next month, it'll be APA. Export settings, email from, email to, rich text, plain text, and then I've just done all my basic settings. So that's what I do here. And then now I can go on and search my database and start saving my searches, start doing different things like that. Now this, since we're going across EBSCO, you will log in and you can save searches from multiple databases as long as we subscribe to them from EBSCO. So that could be for this topic, essay and general literature index, humanities full text, the humanities back file, retrospective, anything I want to do here. Now here's a short cut if I wanted to do this. With MLA, International Bibliography, choose databases. These are all the databases we have through EBSCO. In theory, I could search all of these together if I want. Or I could just search them individually. And then I could get done with this one, go to the next one, all the while I'm logged in. But I want to start just with MLA because we need to talk about the Thesaurus and what it is, and start playing with our Thesaurus and start playing with our searches. So back to Jane Austen, and let's talk about what a thesaurus is. We're also going back in time a little bit there too. Some of the audience may remember what a thesaurus is, some may not. The thesaurus is like a directory of what subject terms the database uses. This comes back to when databases were paper indexes, and you had the option of title, author, and subject. And what happened is, instead of, the databases would choose one subject term for a lot of different things. For example, cow. It's a cow. It's a bovine. It has its scientific name. It's called moo cow. If you have small children, they choose one heading, and we're calling them bovines. So if you were to use the subjects and look for cow, you'd find 0. If you find moo cow, 0. But if you get to bovine, you find everything. Now with keyword searching, that's not necessarily a problem because keyword searching looks in all sorts of the fields. But if you can find and use the subject heading, you will find more results because you'll tap in. The example I have of this is from education. And I was looking for same-sex classes, you know, all the boys in one class, the girls in one class, and the differences and the teaching. That was a trend for a while, to separate the sexes again and learn their different learning styles based on gender, and then teach them accordingly to do learning. And I went into the major education database and I could not find anything. It was same-sex classes and grades and this, and I found like maybe 3. And, you know, what the heck? This wasn't accurate. So dividing the genders in education has been around forever. I mean, I am the child of an alumna from the Marion High School, which was an all-girls school, and the Thomas More Prep Academy, which was an all-male military academy. So I go into the Thesaurus, and it says single-sex classes. 1 word difference. So I add single-sex classes or same-sex classes, and I hit it. I hit the gold mine. Girls in physics, boys in English, gym, middle school science, all of the articles right there because I incorporated the subject heading. Now there are 2 ways to get the subject headings. One is just doing a regular keyword search and seeing the subjects in the article. The other one is going to a thesaurus. Now, a warning on thesaurus terms. Each database can create its own thesaurus. So what is a subject heading in one, or what is your subject heading in one, may not be your subject heading in another. The example I have for this is ADHD. Some databases do attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. Some do attention deficit disorder with hyperactivity. Some you'd have to search attention deficit disorder and hyperactivity. So I was taught, and when you're seriously searching, I still recommend to look at the thesaurus. It'll be up on this top in the EBSCOs. Sometimes it's thesaurus, sometimes it is subject headings or subjects. And if you do a multi-database search, you can incorporate all those subject headings into a single search. So let's go here into the MLA thesaurus. So I want to go male characters. There it is. There's my broader terms, narrower terms. Good idea to know. And then I can add it here. Select term, then add to search using or, add, and then there it goes up there, and it's looking at a description. Now let me try men in literature, because I found that someplace else. No. See, I just hate to go to men, but I'll give it a try. No. Ooh, masculinity. That covers my masculinity in literature, but we'll just double check. So I can't use men in literature. No, but. And then sometimes the database gives you a description and then the related terms. So I want to add masculinity. I could change my options or I'm going to add Jane Austen up here. And let's see what we get. So you can build the search like this. And see what you get. That's not bad. Now, they're not looking for male characters anyplace. It has to be a major description. And limiting to the major subject heading can also be very helpful in the fact that you don't pick up the word masculinity that was put in the article that was out of context. These articles have to be about male characters, have to be about masculinity. So masculinity and militarism and Jane Austen. See, this whole thing, it's a whole book. Oh, dude, I'm adding that to my folder. Ooh. So I have the APN or I have my folder. So I'm just going to put it in the broader one. And then in music, my folder. Okay, that's interesting too. My folder. And the great masculine renunciation. Spawns to the men's movement. And let's note there's also this Persuasions, the Jane Austen journal. So I want to add that to my alert, but I'm going to hold off on that right now. Okay. You know, I really like this search. So I'm going to go to my search history, select this one, and then save searches alert. So I'm going to put the name of the search alert. Just a warning from personal experience, don't put the date of the search. Don't just be too general because it'll be hard to remember. What search did I do on January 5th? Which search would I do? So I would add a little more that would distinguish it from the other searches you've done so that you know. So I want to do masculinity and male characters. I know that what that means as descriptor. Austen. And I could put a nice little description if I wanted to. It's in the MLA. There's my nice search strategy. I want to create an alert for this one. I want it run bi-weekly. And I want no limit. You could do a limit. I could see a time where you could do a limit if you have done your background research already. If you have searched and searched and searched, and you're seeing the same things, and at this point you want the new stuff, you could do the articles published within the last month. Then you wouldn't get anything published 6 months ago that you already know about. You would just get the newbies. I want to run this alert for 1 year. I want detailed so that I can get the abstract. Email all alerts and notices, article sent, plain text, include an email that gives me the search. There it is again. Boom, I got to enter the email address. Oh. There she goes. Now, does it work? Great. Continue. Back to my search history, back to my results. Now, I can add from here, or I can do a fancier search. Are we ready?
Yes.
Okay. Jane right here. But what about those other terms that I like those. Those are in other databases. And in literature. Let's add that in there. Just to cover my bases. Oh. No, nope. Didn't do it right. Okay. That is not right. Okay. Okay. Much better. That one too. That's a new one. My folder. And manhood. Oh, this is a good one. Because that line doesn't seem to be appreciated a lot. To stagger her literary men and melancholia. Okay, that looks fun. Now I got the whiners. I could do this all day. So let's go back. And then, but we still have our search log. So our search is, today is the 11th. This is MLA. And I can copy my search results in there. And I got about 30. All right, why aren't you? Go ahead. I see. And I found about like 12 in there. And okay, very good search. Saved as alert. Okay. I'm not even going to do we need to do how bad that one was? Okay. So we're going to do this one. Back in. LA. 9/11. 2021. And I'm not doing the one with 7,000 because that was an error in my search strategy. And then I still found, let's say I found about 15. Okay. Brought up new possibilities. And articles found elsewhere. Considering adding to alert. Save that as that. And now I can go on my merry way. This history will be saved with me. Let me go back to my folder. Okay. I need a new folder. Need my Jane Austen. I'm going to save. Back to my articles. Here we go. There she's Jane, there's Jane, there's Jane. There she is. Then I'm going to move to my Jane Austen folder. Boom. Now what? And then there's my other search alert. Now what about that Persuasions? That's the major Jane Austen journal. So I need to keep an eye on that. So I'm going to go in here. Now here's my option to create a alert. Can I create an alert? Oh. Sometimes what I'm looking for is like a signal to create an alert. So let's go back to my folder. See if I can do it from here. Okay. Okay. Well, darn. Like the movie says, think your way out of this one, Joan Wilder. See, there's this. So, is it because I'm searching for it? Okay, not here. Okay. I'm closing it back. And I will go back and hunt this down. But you go to that list, you click on the alert feed, and it helps you set up the alert. It may not be an option in MLA, which is very disappointing. But I will find a way. That could be going and finding where else persuasions is indexed in the other EBSCO database and then creating the alert there. And then new search takes me back. And then there's my search history. And here I can save my searches as well. This is the one I really like. This is also the one I like. So I'm going to save my searches. This is permanent. Okay. This is the MLAs in Austin. Okay. And then I have the 2 search alerts. And then let's see if I retrieve the same search. There it goes. And then I can rerun if I want to come back and do it. So there's lots of possibilities here. Create the searches, start going through them to really review, because if you have a good search, and this is pretty specific and there's no subject heading from Jane Austen, you will want to read every one. Because remember, databases are not like Google. There's good stuff in the 30s where a Google search wouldn't have good stuff in the 30s. So that you have lots of different options here to create the searches now, review them later, review them in bits and pieces, different things like that. So is everyone doing okay there? Any other questions? You were so good to speak up.
So you want to say a database search option is different than Google?
Yes.
So it's rely on only the search term, the database?
Yes, the database in Google, thank you for asking this. This is a good point, especially for graduate searching of databases. Just the general difference between the two is when you're searching, Google does a lot of things for you that a database wouldn't do. You can type in those questions. Google will pull out the keywords. Google will do the and for you automatically.
Okay.
In the databases, this is you're opening your computer scientist. You are queuing a piece of software. You are telling them to do something, and you have to be specific.
Thank you.
And so you think about how you plug in things. And as you get more experienced, you'll think about how the results are. What's the difference in the results? And just for Google and databases in general, it's what they contain, how often they're updated, what is their relevancy, and that is different.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So you see kind of using those terms, play around with them and look around and see. So I'm going to go back to this one here. Let us view the results there. There she is. There's my Jane. But I did Austen, Jane, and I didn't get anything in the index. So that may be an author search. But look through your subject headings and look for other terms. And so there's my male sex roles. Maybe I need to save that for later. Look around. Not only at the results, but how the database does it, and that is advanced searching. But keep in mind, especially for the literature review, you will gather your searches as you go. You will come up with new ideas. You will come back. It will take longer than it takes in the movies, which is just very disappointing for us all, even librarians. So I'm at my hour, and I've covered what I need to cover. So if there's no more final questions, I want to ask, reiterate what we covered, the log, using the truncation and creating an account. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. And I think Mohammed will put the link to the survey onto the, yes, he's going to do that right now, because we are supposed to survey what we teach, and that's always why I reiterate what we've taught. And please let us know what you think. I apologize for the technical error. And while he's doing that, and then I'll mention next week's. Next week's is Refworks. Refworks is a citation management system. You can export your citations directly into Refworks. Yeah.
Dr. Shin has 2 questions.
Sure, absolutely.
Yes.
Stephanie, can you hear me?
Okay.
You can unlock.
I will unshare.
Yeah. Yes.
And then
Unmute.
I'm going to stop sharing. And then, okay. And I'm not muted. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Okay. Uh-oh, can't hear. Okay. Aha.
I can.
There we go. Try one more time.
Can you hear me?
Yes, now I've turned on my microphone. Sorry about that. Okay, please go with your questions.
Yes, I know that some of the reference management, citation management system is not free. For example, EndNote charge individuals or university some fees.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of Googled free citation management system, and one of them is Zotero.
Okay. Zotero,
Yeah, I've been using it because it's free, even though it's more expensive version. So when you mention about Refworks, library subscribe to it so that everybody at UTPB can use it without paying any fees?
Yes.
So what would be the first step? So we should go into the Refworks within the UTPB system and register for it?
Yes. Let me show my screen again. And so it's here. It should be here in the databases for R for Refworks. There she is.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you are, go back to Falcon Finder. And then it used to be up here. It looks like it is gone. But you can also export to Refworks right there, as you can to Zotero.
So if you export that citation, that piece, what will happen?
If you export to Refworks?
Yeah.
Yeah, you will get.
So that means that
the first time I'll probably have to log in. Let me go back.
So that
means
means
my Jane Austen. Let me select this one. Jane Austen and her readers. Export to Refworks. I'll have to log in. Okay. Let me grab my notebook.
So log into the UTPB library login.
You will create your own Refworks account.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
use the UTPB email address, or
I
it
would
doesn't
use the
matter?
UTPB email address.
And UTPB password?
And then a new password. That's
No.
what I did when I came here. I used my UTPB email. Yeah, no, it's something that you create on your own.
Password is your own.
Yeah, the password is your own, and I would encourage you to do that, because when you have to update your password through UTPB, it won't update it in Refworks.
And do you think the Refworks is better than Zotero?
I haven't used Zotero very much.
Okay.
I use Refworks because we paid for it.
Oh, you paid, the UTPB paid for it?
UTPB paid for this, yes.
Oh, okay. So that is, Refworks is related, connected to the Word document? Because
yes, there are what widgets you can download. They're called Write Insight, where you can go into your Word document. I'm using a group computer, so I don't have it here, but I'll show it to you next month.
Okay.
Where it's Write Insight, and it's a little add-on on your tab, and you can cite something, and it'll pull from your Refworks account the citation.
Okay.
And do the nice little footnote for you. And do the stuff. No having to figure out and type at the bottom.
Yes.
Assuming it's correct. So it's imported. It's in my last imported folder. Then I'll be able to move it to another folder if I want to.
Okay. I have another question.
Sure.
It's a very simple one. When you search, when you type in some keywords in the database, you use the quotation mark for several words.
I do.
Why do you have to put the quotation mark?
Why do I do that? Okay. I do quotation marks for phrases. And I am telling the database to look for Jane right next to Austin in this case. So let's see what happens if I don't. Sometimes, depending on what you're searching for, if you don't do the quotations, you will get items that have the word in different places and don't mean the same thing.
Got it. So you kind of combine together the quotation, combine the phrases together.
Yeah, so if I have something that's a unique concept that together means something right next to each other, I put it in a quotation mark.
Okay.
Yeah, let me try to get another example. Information literacy. I want information literacy. I don't want information and something else, or information is important, but you need media literacy.
Right.
And so I want them together.
I got it.
So that's when I put things in quotation marks.
Okay.
Yeah. The example I always give is the Right to Die movement. And I forgot the quotations, and I got a restaurant review.
Okay.
Because you turn right at the stump and the ribs are to die for.
Okay.
Not the same thing.
Yes.
So I went right back and did my quotation marks.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you. Okay. So Mohammed's got the survey up?
Yes.
Okay, so he's got the survey up. And any more questions for me?
No more questions from me.
Okay. All right. Well, you know us, so you know how to find us, right?
Yes.
Okay. And thank you for your patience with me. I can't share my screen. Oh my God, what are we going to do?
No problem.
Yeah. Okay. I'll let you go. It's lunchtime, right?
Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming. And this will be up on our YouTube page on Monday in all its glory.